ओके। अस्सलाम वालेकुम। सबसे पहले बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आप लोगों का, आप लोगों ने टाइम निकाला एंड यू केम here to for this meeting. Um, let's just dig in right away. But first, I believe a lot of people you don't know me and आप हमारी प्रीवियस एक मीटिंग हुई, आई थिंक 2 मीटिंग्स हमारी पहले हो चुकी हैं, जो टीम पहले से काम कर रही थी इस पे, एटलीस्ट जो पार्शली एक्टिव थी इस पे हमारे साथ. तो some people already know me and some of the things that we will talk today will be repeating, but last time we also had like quite a few people, and आज mashallah से हमारे पास strength भी ज़्यादा, there are a lot of people have joined us today. So about me, मैं एक blockchain consultant हूँ एक Nordic company में which is named as Tieto Every, और I've been developing and architecting IT solutions from last 7 years and more actually. And पिछले 3 साल से मैं blockchain enterprise grade blockchain solutions पे काम कर रहा हूँ. And I've delivered multiple government institute solutions and then fintech solutions across in Finland. And so far it has been very interesting journey. Or my major domain in which I've been working is digital identity and self-sovereign identity. And around December 2019, I decided that there's something that needs to be done in digital identity in Pakistan. That's when I started TrustNet Pakistan. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I was having some internet issues. All right. So so I started TrustNet Pakistan in December 2019, and the purpose behind it was to do something in the light of self-sovereign identity and digital identity in Pakistan. It is a non-profit organization. It's a foundation, so it's not a business organization which is intended to make money. I'll tell you more about it in a while. But before that, let's just give you a quick view of what are we going to talk about today. The what's and the whys. क्या है, क्यों है, कर क्यों रहे हैं हम ये सब कुछ. The trust triangle and what exactly are we looking forward to build. The tech stacks, the licenses we will be working with, tentative roadmaps. That's something that's going to be repeated. It was also shown in the previous call. But I believe we have a lot of new people in this call, so it was a good idea to repeat this. Teams and role framework, that is very, very important because we need to function as a community in this. Some challenges, what we will be facing, and we hope we will be able to overcome. And then self-organization and some things regarding that. And on top of everything, what's next? What exactly do we do from now on? So TrustNet, it's like I said, it's a non-profit organization. It's a foundation that actually works in 3 key areas. One is the self-sovereign identity community, which is you guys. The purpose of this community is to teach, educate, and build solutions and make SSI-based SI-based solutions across in the Pakistani industry for digital identity and in different sectors of industries. On the other hand, there is consortium of organizations. These are ये वो organizations हैं जो TrustNet को join करेंगी if they believe in the vision of self-sovereign identity. And I know some of you don't know about what is self-sovereign identity, but we will get to know about it the more we move forward. Right now you can think about it as a next generation of digital identity. It's a digital identity that gives you more control over your data. So the consortium of organization consists of organizations जो हमें join करेंगी TrustNet Pakistan को as an organization who wants to do cross-industry proof of concepts, ideation, or want to explore how they can utilize blockchains in terms of digital identity. So TrustNet Pakistan will help these organizations, and for that they have to become part of our consortium. And like I said, the community itself is going to do things, and the initiative we are working on right now, which I will tell you more about in a while, that is based on our community part. We as a community who should do something about it, and I think I have high hopes about that. Then there is a trustees network. These are a group of people, a very accredited people who actually have accomplished something in their lives, are already in some high positions. For example, we're still looking for trustees for TrustNet Pakistan. They will be the people who believe in the vision and will help us take things forward. Uh, and but this is I don't want to dig too much deep into TrustNet Pakistan because this particular agenda of this meeting is not about that. Um, what we did recently was we did a collaboration with the Linux Foundation, I guess in March. Yeah, in March we did a collaboration with the Linux Foundation, and हमने एक वेबिनार करवाया जिसमें हमने डिजिटल आइडेंटिटी स्पेस में जो ब्लॉकचेन्स हैं हाइपरलेजर अम्ब्रेला के अंडर हाइपरलेजर इंडी, हाइपरलेजर एरीज और हाइपरलेजर उर्सा, उन पर हमने एक इंट्रोडक्शन का वेबिनार करवाया. A lot of people joined and it was a very fruitful event, and वहाँ से basically हमारी community start हुई है. So it's pretty new that what we have started here, and I'm really like amazed to see the amount of like response I'm getting from the people. So now jumping to what exactly is happening. Now it's pretty straightforward that we are in a situation where world is being taken over by pandemic, and every country is trying their best कि वो कुछ ना कुछ इस मामले में करें. All right. So I just wanted to show you guys what exactly is happening around us. So there are a lot of efforts that are going on right now. And for example, UAE have started taking, actually what they did was they started verifying their digital documents using blockchains, which lies under the domain of digital identity. So what's happening is that UAE is using blockchain solutions to verify digital documents ताकि लोगों को घर से निकलना ना पड़े. And the purpose of that is to mitigate the spread of COVID-19. And then on the other hand, Beijing may they have been trying to track people using these applications, mobile applications, which have these QR codes like red QR code, green QR code, and then orange QR code. और जैसे अगर आप कहीं से किसी ऐसी लोकेशन से गुजरे हैं जहाँ पे it has been infected, then your QR code color could change, and then these are more like tracking kind of facilities. Something interesting that is Germany just announced that they are working on some immunity passports that could speed up the recovery of COVID-19 of society. We'll talk more about these immunity passports because our initiative is based on that. But what I want you to understand right now is, okay, it is very clear that there is going to be a pre and post COVID world. The world is not going to be the same as it is. It takes around 21 days to build a new habit. Okay. And the effects we are having on our social lives, on our economy, on everything in our lives, our interactions with people, it's going to change how we live in this world. So the challenges we have right now, they are a problem we need to deal with. And then the challenges we would have in a post-COVID world when we have a vaccine or somehow we develop a herd immunity or something. So usse deal karne ke liye, there will be more challenges in the future. So on these lines, the digital trust is a crucial thing when it comes to recovering from this pandemic. Now, talking about what exactly is TrustNet's COVID-19 initiative, it is it's an effort to build to deal with digital trust challenges around COVID-19 in Pakistan. A blockchain-based solution जो कि traditional technologies के साथ feasible नहीं है. It will be open sourced, it will be licensed, It cannot be commercialized, which means your work, your contributions cannot be sold to make money out of it. I believe in that way. Um, and on top of everything, it is a direct response to the call of immunity passports. When I talk about call of immunity passports, it it reminds me of what Bill Gates endorsed. So around I think March 19 or something, Bill Gates posted that eventually we will need किसी किस्म के some sort of digital certificates to show के किस बंदे के पास वैक्सीन है या उसका health status क्या है या somehow we have gotten antibodies to immunity or somebody has recovered, right? So if you recover from the thing, from the virus, you don't you're actually fine. You can go outside and do things, but there is no way to actually prove it, and you are kind of stuck in your home. In All right, so these digital certificates are the so-called immunity passport, can help people to prove if they have recovered from or after testing negative for COVID-19, or they have tested for tested positive for antibodies in the system, or have received a vaccination if when one is available. So uh, so the question that comes to mind after that is, what value does it bring? Um, of course, there's a lot, but I wanted to highlight a few because there's a lot of people who are working on this right now. It's not just us. Uh, so the few that I could think of are, of course, कुछ to some extent अगर हम एक immunity का proof create करते हैं जो कि trustable है digitally, it can allow people to begin to rehabilitate back to their lives, and organizations can actually start functioning back up to a certain level, and then logistic or transportation में भी काफी हद तक restoration हो सकती है. There are quite a few use cases when it comes to that, and maybe we can discuss those as well after by the end of this meeting. Of course, it's extremely secure and private, and yet governable, which means you can control almost all of your data, yet you are bound by the rules and the laws of the governance framework in the system. It is, and the best thing, the one thing that I love about this whole solution is it is internationally interoperable. उसका ये मतलब है कि if अगर हम यहाँ पर पाकिस्तान में एक ऐसा डिजिटल सर्टिफिकेट किसी को इशू करते हैं and he flies from Pakistan and goes to, let's say, Australia, वहां पर उसका वो डिजिटल सर्टिफिकेट इम्यूनिटी का या वैक्सीन का कैन बी वेरीफाइड दैट इट्स एक्चुअली वैलिड. इट्स नॉट गोना बी अ पीस ऑफ पेपर जो कि पाकिस्तान से बाहर निकलती है अपनी जिसकी वैल्यू खत्म हो जाती है, बिकॉज नो मैटर विच कंट्री योर सिटी लिव इन, यू लिव इन पाकिस्तान, जब आपको एक हेल्थ सर्टिफिकेट मिलता है, सो and when you leave Pakistan and you go somewhere outside, or even yeah, then that certificate is kind of a piece of paper. It's nothing more to another institution or another like ecosystem. It's trust. The trust of the whole things is based on the trust of the issuer's authority. So in Pakistan, it's more like that, okay, we know that that hospital or that lab is more reputable. That's why we trust its result. But that's also kind of forgeable. It will take me maybe 15 minutes to forge a paper report. I just need somebody's paper report. I can just change his name by Photoshop, and then and I can print it out, and then I'm good. Or signatures मैं खुद ही कर लूँगा ऊपर. It is low cost, low risk, which means इसको इस तरह के solution को deploy करना और बहुत ही cheap, effective, like cost effective है, और it's highly scalable, which means it can be deployed across all over the country. Actually, I'm actually working on a white paper right now that I'll show you guys in the end of this meeting that is covering all these parts. And yeah, one more thing that lies in the sector of Pakistan, that is, it can be adapted by both public or private sector, because I kind of don't have much hopes from the public sector right now. So it can also be adapted by the private sector. So for example, some particular laboratory, maybe Choktai Labs or some labs, can take this solution, this open source solution, and we can help them deploy it. And then they can just use it to help people. Now, your concern in this could be, what is in it for you as a contributor, right? Of course, there is, everybody has their own like goals and whatever they want from life. And I believe when you all guys registered for this, you had some sort of idea in your head that what you are signing up for. But there are a few things what this whole initiative can give you in return. For starters, credit of contribution, that you were part of something that actually helped somebody or had the ability to help somebody. Experience of working with international standards with like-minded people, because whatever we're going to build is not going to be a cheap solution. It's going to be something that's worth that I'm pretty sure you will be proud of what we will have in the end of this initiative. And it will be presentable from you, from anybody who is involved in this. You can use your skills to do something other than earn money. हम degrees करते हैं, हम courses karte hain. At the end of the day, we do all of those things, of course, to learn new things, but at the end, they just help us make money. You never use your skills to actually, your technical skills to help somebody. So this being a technical initiative allows you the opportunity to use your skills other than something than earning money. Then, of course, you will learn a lot of intangible things on your way that nobody will ever teach you, or I guess you cannot, they can only be learned when you work in a professional setting with a lot of other contributors or a lot of other professional people. So, and then it's like, I believe if it can help any single human being in the world, like in any part of the world, which means कि हम इस solution को जब open source करते हैं बना के, and let's say if somebody uses that in Africa or here in Finland or somewhere elsewhere, it doesn't matter. If it can help even one person, I believe that whatever we all of us will do is successful. And then it's not about just you, it's also about being something bigger than you, because this initiative is part of something bigger than just us. And that is the COVID Credentials Initiative, which is जो कि around 60 global organizations ने join किया है, और जिसमें 7 से work teams हैं और more than 200 contributors हैं. It's very rigorous and it is very fast paced and moving right now, and we are a part of it. जो भी हम बना रहे हैं is aligned with their standards and is in collaboration with these all organizations, and particularly the COVID Credential Initiative. So I've been involved with their use cases meetings and tools meeting and rules meetings, and there's a lot of stuff happening. If any of you are interested in joining this directly, bypassing, like you can bypass Pakistan's initiative and just join the international one directly, you can. I can hook you up. अगर आप लोग चाहते हैं कि you want to have both, like you want to be involved in this one and that one, the global one, then I can also help you do that. But the one thing to see here is that you're part of something bigger than what we are doing here. So eventually whatever we will do is gonna not help or like help us, but also help others outside Pakistan actually. So now going a bit technical on things like what exactly we could be building. It's based on something called a trust triangle. Now, in real worlds, trust usually, like I said, works based on the issuer's credibility. So, for example, आपको जब driving license issue किया जाता है, तो वो ट्रैफिक पुलिस करती है. Alright, so people trust traffic police institution. That's why that card has a value, the physical card you have. So in the digital world, things are pretty much same, but translating the real world trust into the digital world is not as easy as it sounds. That is the reason कि इंटरनेट, जब से इंटरनेट बना है, हमारे पास आइडेंटिटी का एक ही सोल्यूशन है, यूजर नेम एंड पासवर्ड्स, और वी हैव सो मेनी ऑफ देम दैट even half of them we don't even remember. Well, coming back to the trust triangle, in a trust triangle एक issuer organization या institute होती है जो कि एक digital verifiable claim issue करती है किसी शख्स, किसी चीज या किसी दूसरी इंस्टीट्यूशन को. So the owner of that verifiable credential claim could be a person, place, or a thing. It could be anything. It could be an IoT device. It could be a dog even, if you want it to be. और वो owner जो उस verifiable claim जिसको वो मिलता है, he can hold it and store it, and so that he can later on use that to prove particular attributes from that verifiable claim. For example, in this case, we can say issuer is a traffic police authorities, and then they issue you a verifiable claim that you can drive a car. And as an owner, you have this digital certificate in your mobile wallet, let's say. And then later on, you go out of country, and then you want somebody, you want to rent a car, and when you do that, somebody wants to verify if you have a driving license. So you present them with this verifiable claim, and that is digitally verified. Now, the magic that happens here is that right now you need a existing trust relationship between issuer and the verifier in the real world. But if you bring the digital blockchain-based trust in this whole system, you don't need an existing trust relationship. There is not even a single need of integration, which means अभी current systems में ये होता है कि let's say if you want to verify something, तो आप किसी central database को कॉल करते हैं और उससे पूछते हैं कि यार ये बंदा legit है कि नहीं. For example, if I'm gonna register people for SIM cards, then I'm gonna talk to Nadra first and see कि यार ये बंदा जो मुझे CNIC दे रहा है, इसका CNIC number valid है और इसके fingerprints match कर रहे हैं उस CNIC से, and then I can register his SIM card. But for that, I need to talk to Nadra, right? I need to make a call to them. But what if I tell you there is a way that you can actually prove that you are you without verifying anybody, like without asking for verification from anybody? Once you have a proof, a verifiable claim, it is something that you can prove without talking to an issuer. And that's something जो कि digital world में possible नहीं है traditional technologies के साथ. Now translating all of that, what I just said, into the COVID-19 initiatives use cases. Now there are quite a few of use cases that we all will discuss with time, that कि क्या हम hold कर सकते हैं, क्या हम बना सकते हैं. But but one or two are very, very common. For example, the vaccination, the immunity passport thing. It's more about, okay, let's say we have a vaccination in Pakistan, and now this vaccination is being distributed to everybody. लोगों को vaccines लग रहे हैं, people are getting immune now. And now how do you rehabilitate the whole society? Society normally function कैसे करना शुरू करेगी? जब you need a way to prove कि जिस बंदे को वैक्सीन लगी है, he should have the ability to prove. हाँ, आप उसको एक सफा निकाल के प्रिंट का दे सकते हैं, but I told you कि उस सफे के साथ मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ. And I believe एक आजकल के जो generation है, I think a guy in first year could actually do that. उसके लिए एक photo edit करना कोई बड़ा काम नहीं. Well, talking about a tentative architecture, it would look something like this. On the left side, you see a hospital or a medical lab or something. It will issue a digital credential to a patient. Patient or the consumer could be any human, any person जिसके पास एक mobile phone app है. and he can store that digital credential and which he can later use. Let's say he wants to travel out of country or maybe do domestic traveling, go from Karachi to Lahore or Islamabad. So when he books his ticket from the online portal of AirBlue or PIA or whatnot, PIA उसको कहती है कि okay, आपने अपने passport information सारी डाल दी, but now we need a proof that you have got the vaccination online. It's all, everything is happening online here. And then you present them with the digital verifiable proof that you have gotten from the hospital or the lab digitally, and then they can verify that, and based on that your ticket can be reserved and you can just easily go. Now this use case is currently, this same use case I'm talking to you right now is being developed in UK, Germany, USA, Finland, and a lot of other countries, but these are the four I know of. Like ये इतना common use case है कि ये almost हर country implement कर रही है. There are more. There are quite a few, like a proof for like antibodies in your system. So that's something different. Proofs for should you be able to, let's say, enter a hospital? Like, are you credible enough? Proof for volunteering. क्या आप एक legit volunteer हैं? Were you registered as a volunteer? या आप ऐसे मुंह उठा के आ गए हैं? All right. Something for the techies. What could we be using? It will be the platforms are pretty straightforward. हम Amazon web services use करेंगे, Heroku पे deployments करेंगे web services की, web applications की. GitHub पे code repos हैं वो मैंने बना दी. I'll just show you guys. Environments, you can pick your own. Anything can work. Whatever you are using right now can work. I'm using Mac. Shakib is currently handling our handling the cloud tech lead team. So he's using Linux, I believe, and then there are quite a few people who use Windows, and it's not a problem. So if you want to work, it should work. And of course, there will be a mobile app involved, so iOS, Android there. For languages and frameworks, there will be, जो languages मैंने right side पे लिखी हैं green box में, ये सारी use होंगी. There is no questions about that. Yeah, when it comes to the Vue, Angular, and React, that's a choice. We can decide based on what kind of tech capacity and tech capability we have from the people, and what can we use to build something really fast. Because this whole project is time critical. The more fast we can build solution, the better it is, because then we can put it out in the world and make sure that it reaches somebody so it can help somebody. Because eventually the plan is that we are gonna try to take this into a pilot with someone, try to get it in hands of some human being who can actually use it to prove. Because when you think about this particular initiative, जो कि globally हो रहा है, 60 organizations from Australia, UK, and Finland, and European countries, and US, and जहाँ से हो रहा है, if they succeed, which they will, because I know who are backing them, then eventually their countries will end up in a situation where they will have these digital certificates. And then we as Pakistani nation would need a compatible digital certificate with their technology. And that is this particular solution that I'm talking about. Now, I guess we're on the very end. So the license. Like I said, you said earlier, the license will be free but non-commercial. So anybody can share this, anybody can use this code, remix and maybe improve it, but they cannot sell whatever they make. So that is debatable. I'm not saying that I'm the final authority on the license. So if any of you think कि यार ये license ठीक नहीं है, this needs to be commercialized, or this needs like there is some other purpose, there should be another purpose to it, we can discuss more about it later. All right. I am not a hardcore. In my eyes, it was like it's a social cause initiative. People shouldn't be trying to make money out of it. So based on that, I thought that it would be nice to have a non-commercial license to this. roadmap, we have, this is a tentative roadmap. So things are not going to be like this. I'm already telling you. चीजें ऐसी नहीं होने वाली, because whatever you plan, it never goes like that. So we hopefully today we kick off, and then we try to get people up to speed with setting up environments and getting them in the access management, and like making sure कि हर बंदा on board है कि what exactly we're doing. And I'll show you guys right away after how the teams will be handled, and then you will know more about how this roadmap can be executed. So, but talking about releases, how we are planning to take it forward. So, what we will have in our point one release, let's say in 2.5 months or so, is um, is a is actually a cloud-based application like skeleton, and a mobile app skeleton that we can use to, then we can later on develop and make them do more stuff. uh, and probably it totally depends on also on our capacity and capabilities, like what kind of people we have. Like I haven't seen profiles of people. I've seen some but not all. So and based on what I've seen, I think we can build this really fast. But I don't know the whole potential of the team right now. So the more we will jump in, we will see कि अच्छा यार ये कितनी देर में बन सकता है. Or of course there's a certain level of collaboration that's there. Okay, I think there is something wrong with either my mouse or it's weird. Okay. Uh, so when we talk about tentative roadmap, we can also discuss that later in some other calls. So right now for me in this particular call, I don't think it's very important, but what I would say is that there's a mobile app involved in this, and there are 2 web applications involved in this whole thing. So a very few things in the last, we'll talk about the teams and the roles framework. So the idea behind, I know there could be actually people in this call right now um, who don't know like how exactly they can contribute. So the idea behind is I've tried to make it as clear as possible कि अगर आप कोड कर सकते हैं, या आप डिजाइन कर सकते हैं, या आप मैनेज करना जानते हैं, yeah, if you have experience with health or governance models, yeah, how the uh, how the medical systems could be translated from tech to implementation in a pilot in the real world, you can contribute. So if you're a techie, if you're a designer, if you're a manager, if you are a governance uh, like a governance person, you can help. Or roles, they are very dynamic, which means you choose what you want to be in this crisis. You can pick your own role. They are in these 3 categories. You can either be a contributor, a leader, or a co-leader based on if there is already a leader in the in that particular category. And you can be any kind of contributor. You can be a tech contributor, a design contributor, like you can be a food contributor if you feel like it totally depends on what you want, how you want to help. And same goes for the leaders. But there are some things which are pretty obvious, like we will have tech contributors, we will have some design contributors. But like I said, you pick your own role. And leadership roles will have little bit more additional responsibilities on top of being a contributor. We are a small community, so it doesn't mean that if you have a leadership role, you are just going to do leadership. It means you need to contribute and also lead people along the way. So you need to be good at both, hopefully. And if you feel there's too much work for you, it's too much to handle, get a co-lead. Simple. And having said that you can have multiple co-leads, it doesn't mean that everybody should try to get onto the lead, because if you are like me, you will think all these roles and titles are arbitrary and it doesn't matter. All that matters is that what you can do about things and how can you contribute. So I would suggest you do what you can at your best under your best capacity. Now, one thing is that no one is your boss. So technically in this initiative, no one is above you, no one is below you. So this model actually helps us work in coordination and achieve deliverables, because at the end, there is plenty of room to learn and contribute new things. So there will be people who don't know enough about something, and there are people who know something, a lot about something, but not about something else. So there will be a lot of opportunity to do a lot. And one thing that's important is we will be not working in silos. It's highly contributing and collaborating project. So everybody needs to collaborate with everybody. So there will be a mobile team, there will be a front end team, there will be a back end team, and there will be a rules team. I guess everything is clear besides the rule theme. Rule theme is about the governance model and framework, which means how we are going to take this project into pilot with something. Either we're going to get in touch with some government initiative or like some private laboratories or something and try to get it out there in the world. Like, and how does that our technical solution translates into needs of actual current solutions? Because जब हम solutions बना रहे होते हैं, sometimes we forget that it's gonna go in hands of people, and that can lead to problems. So the idea of the rule team is to make sure that whatever we build is actually usable in the real world at the end of the day. We do need a lot of leaders and co-leaders in all the teams. So mobile team, front team, back team, rule team. We need people who can lead these teams. So if you feel you have the potential, if you feel the need, if there is nobody stepping up, you feel like you should step up, please do. Because honestly, I could do this whole project by myself, but I cannot. That's the problem. If I do it myself, मुझे around I think 1.5-2 साल लग जाएंगे project करने में. That's the reason I believe that it has to be a collaborative contribution. अगर हम सब लोग मिलकर आपस में काम नहीं करेंगे तो ये चीज अचीव नहीं हो सकती. So on the in the middle tier, you can see there are all the contributor leaders and co-leaders. They will be highly coordinating and collaborating with each other, and that's how the roles and the teams framework go. What I've done so far is I've created the GitHub repositories for all the people, at least for the mobile front and back team. So that's ready. The projects are ready. The teams are ready. If you can see on the bottom right side, there's only one member in all teams. That's me. So the moment I get your information about your GitHub email addresses, I will start adding people to their respective teams. These are code collaboration teams. यहाँ पर सिर्फ वही लोग जाएंगे जो कि उस टीम में काम करें. But when it comes to talking about other stuff, then that's the comms. That's where everybody is mixed with everybody, and I'll show you that in a while. Of course, that's one of the challenges we have. What I have felt so far is the communication and coordination is the only thing we lack. I believe कि हमारे पास बहुत ही potential और बहुत ही अच्छे लोग हैं जो कि इस इनिशिएटिव पे काम कर सकते हैं, but there is certain lack of communication and coordination that is making things worse for us. So for that, we need people to actually step up for that as well. So you need to talk, you need to come up and say things, and like it's nobody is gonna judge you for if you say something wrong or stupid. So please, you can say and do whatever you want. Nobody's your boss. You are here with your own consent, and you need to start taking ownership for that. So teams management, work hour ambiguities, I saw, and I'm happy that Pakistan is involved from UAE from here. I'm from Europe right now. I'm working from Europe, so we will have some work hour ambiguities. कुछ लोग कभी काम कर सकते हैं, कुछ लोग कब काम कर सकते हैं. So we would have problems with that. But I'm pretty sure that when there's a will, there's a way, and we will find a way to work together on things. There is certain unfamiliarity with self-sovereign identity and blockchain. For that, I am at your service. I have, believe, enough experience to guide you guys, guys, in whatever case you need. And honestly speaking, if you're a good developer or a good technical person or even a good business guy, the amount of information you need to work with blockchains or self-sovereign identity, you will be amazed to see कि कितनी कम information required है आपको. It is pretty straightforward if you want to get a hang of it. So I'm pretty sure we will be learning a lot of things from each other. Cost is a problem. TrustNet Pakistan is funding this whole project by ourselves. I really don't want to take any external funding because in Pakistan, when we take fundings, a lot of bad things happen. So TrustNet Pakistan will be funding the whole project. That's one of the challenges. I hope we can manage the fund ourselves as within the community, like by the TrustNet Pakistan organization. But if it gets out of hands, then we will think what to do next. But right now, everything is under control, and the budgets and the cost are manageable. One of the biggest challenges of this project could be taking it to pilot, and that I believe we need to work on, and the rules team is going to work closely with us in that. Now, this is something I want to emphasize on: self-organization. We cannot succeed without self-organization. This is something you need to understand because it's a community initiative. Nobody's going to come and force you to do things. You have to get up and do it. Take responsibility. You need to follow standards. You need to follow the professional manner to do this. If you're not serious about this, then probably you shouldn't be here right now. You need to take, like I said, you need to take responsibilities of your work and your action. There is ample amount of things you can learn. So you need to collaborate, you need to talk, you need to share, you need to be proactive. This is something you can, these are the tangible things that I was talking about, the intangible things that I was talking about that you can learn. बहुत सी चीजें लाइफ में ऐसी हैं जो हमें किसी ने सिखाई नहीं है, ना ही आपकी डिग्री सिखाएगी, ना ही आपका ऑफिस आपको सिखा सकता है. And that only happens when you step out of your comfort zone. And this is technically a step out of your comfort zone because I am also in the same category. It's not easy. You also need to, like I said earlier, some of you have to step up as leaders and others have to respect that based on their experiences or whatever the reason they think. So for me, I haven't taken role of any leader in the team. I am a tech contributor and a convener. I'm going to make sure that you guys deliver what you want, and I'm going to be right on the sides. I'm going to be facilitating every single person I can, and in any way possible, technically or non-technically. Now, there is a code of conduct that I will show you guys in a while that you guys need to read because this community needs to follow certain rules about not harassing people or using some bad language or something. But I believe everybody else is civil enough to follow that, so that won't be a problem. And the last note for this slide is you need to value other people's time because time translates into efforts, and then it's kind of disappointing to see when people don't value your time. So what's next? We are in the last maybe 2-3 slides of the whole thing. So, and then we can maybe talk about other things. Just take some questions, what you think about the whole thing. First thing, you need to add yourself to the roll call Excel sheet so that हमें ये पता लगे कि आप किधर काम करना चाहते हैं. Do you want to work in mobile, front, backend, rules, testing? You need to put your information there so that लोग आपको देख सकें. LinkedIn का URL डालें ताकि लोग आपके जो contributors हैं वो आपकी प्रोफाइल देख सकें. ठीक है. You need to give enough information ताकि लोग connect कर सकें आपस में. This is important. If you're not in there, you're not collaborating. So right now, after listening to me, if you feel like, yeah, this is not for you, so just don't put your name in there. That's it. And if your name is already there and you feel like it's not for you, you can take your name out. There is no, like I said earlier, I'm not your boss. Nobody's your boss. Nobody's going to judge you for this. This is one of the biggest pains I have seen while I'm running this community. That is communications. Guys, there's no other way. You have to learn how to use Slack. Download karo phone pe, download karo computer mein, run it join the TrustNet's channel. I will add you to the teams. These are the 4 channels. The COVID back, COVID front, COVID ID back, COVID ID front, COVID ID mobile, COVID ID rules. I will add you to these channels. And what you need to do is to be available on Slack. If you see on the right side of the screenshot, nobody is online. That's what happens. I don't understand how is that possible. Okay, like there are 18 people there and they all have Slack, but majority, like I'm not saying nobody gets online, but there are some people who gets online. But it's weird that people just install Slack for communicating, but then they turn it off forever. So please, this is something you need to get over with. If you want to contribute into this initiative, you need to learn how to use Slack, because if you cannot talk to us. And when you don't talk, you technically are not contributing. One more thing, read the COVID-19 initiative document. It is very important. It has all the necessary information you need, and you need to add your role in it. I'll show you the document in a while, and I will give you right now all the links. So we will do this in a while. And the last thing for today is the commitment. Your word has value for me. Your time has value. Your opinions have value, and your ideas have value. You need to value all these things in others as well, among your other contributors and leaders and everybody else. So this whole initiative requires commitment, because this is not a hobby project or a fun thing that you can do. This is about trying to help save somebody's life, trying to help somebody live a better life. So if you feel that there is something you want to do about it, you need to commit to it, or else it's not gonna be worth your while. So with that note,